What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the land of reckless logic. Please make sure you guys pop that like button, hit the subscribe button, and please smack that notification bell so do not miss any of my posts from me. Let's get straight into this video. All right, so first things first. Hey, y'all, let's start with the first headache. First thing I'm going to be talking about, Kanye West and Mr. Donald J. Trump. And just so you guys know, I will be playing a video, so I will be running my fair use, and I will be cussing because Donald Trump and Kanye West seem to always bring this type of energy out of me. So let me run that disclaimer before I even proceed. Let's get straight into it, y'all. Disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allows is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, always constructive. Comment down below. News reporting, I guess that's what we doing. Teaching, hopefully y'all learn something. Scholarship, we ain't got no money. Education and research so you can get a nasty piece of degree. Okay? Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Yes, so Kanye West and Donald Trump seems to always bring out a certain energy in me. So let me just pull this bad boy up. Okay, so Donald, I'm getting mixed up already. Kanye West, bring him up. Now, this is provided, of course, by the Shade Room. It says Kanye West discusses a meeting with Donald Trump. Says he asked Trump to be his vice president. So let me just run this old footage, y'all, because this is, oh Lord, geez.
Was most perturbed about me asking him to be my vice president. I think that was like lower on the list of things that caught him off guard. It was the fact that I walked in with intelligence. So Trump is really impressed with Nick Fuentes. And Nick Fuentes, unlike so many of the lawyers and so many people that he was left with on his 2020 campaign, he's actually a loyalist. When he didn't know what the lawyers is, you'll still have your lawyer list. And when all the lawyers said, forget it, Trump's done, there were loyalists running up in the White House, right? And my question would be, why, when you had the chance, did you not free the January 6ers? And I came to him as someone who loves Trump, and I said, go and get Corey back. Go and get these people that the media tried to cancel and told you to step away from. He basically gives me this would-be mob-esque kind of story. Trump was...
So let me just pull this down for 2.5 seconds. Because I want to see you guys face to face. Okay. All right. So with Kanye. Now, there was two things that I noticed in this video. Is once he said he came in with intelligence. Well, intellect and intelligence, there's levels to it. So yes, you did come in with intelligence, but Kanye, you're not having the level of intelligence as Black people need you to have. We need you to have a lot more intelligence and a lot more information on history. Okay, that's one. Two, did y'all hear the someone got notification? They was over there screen recording this. They ended up getting notification. All right, so let me just. It wasn't more today. I think it was. Let me see. Oh yes, it most definitely was. Let me be quiet, girl.
To some kid from the south side of Chicago trying to sound mobby or whatever. He goes into the story about all that he went through to get Alice Johnson out of jail and how he didn't do it for Kim, but he did it for me. But then he goes on to say that Kim is a... You can tell her I said that. And I was thinking, like, that's the mother of my children. Since we know, and all the Christians in America that love Trump know that Trump is a conservative, we're going to demand that you hold all policies directly to the Bible. When Trump started basically screaming at me at the table, telling me I was going to lose, I mean, has that ever worked for anyone in history?
You're going to lose. Tell me he's going to lose.
I'm like, well, hold on, Trump. You're talking to Ye, to some kid from the south side of Chicago trying to...
Let me just get myself together. Okay, I'm gonna pull this down once again. Okay, let me say this. My thing is with Kanye. Well, I got several things, but here's my thing with Kanye. One thing I noticed in the video with Kanye, I don't like it when melanated Black people, people of color, start to change their tone in the way that they speak when it comes down to being in front of non-melanated people. That irks my soul. That has all, like, whenever that happens. Now, I'm gonna say this as well, is that I may not know Kanye as in his personal life, so I really don't know the way that he speaks. But however, I will say this: there's a distinction between the way that when he gets in the rap musical performance aspect, and when you hear him speak right here, right now, to this white supremacist. And we're going to get to that 2.5 seconds. So, yeah. So, with Kanye West, here's my thing. He's a coon. He's coon down boots. He feeds into white supremacy. He aligns himself with this system that completely depresses and oppresses melanated people, which is himself. And then he wonders why people like myself and other people, I'm pretty sure, that agree with me, that he's a coon. For some examples of that is that, for one, the whole slavery comment that he said on TMZ. That's one. Two, he aligned himself with Candace Owens. And it's very interesting to me that people who actually align themselves with Candace Owens, is that it gets me, because it's like, especially if you're a melanated man, is that you're literally aligning yourself with a woman that would completely make justifications for your death by police officers. But however, I also know that Kanye West is literally walking in privilege, and so a lot of things he's hidden from. Yeah, he also lines himself by the whole White Lives Matter t-shirt bullshit that he put out with him and Candace Owens holding hands. That's another thing. And then you also, like I said 2.5 seconds ago, you literally align yourself with a white supremacist. Sir. Oh, he gives me a headache. But I'm gonna try not to cuss this video. I'm trying to work on me not cussing. I'm really trying to do that. All right. And another thing that gets me too with him is that whenever he seems to be in a position where people are holding him accountable. Oh, girl. I'm sorry, y'all. I hate this word with a passion, because I do feel like people just throw this word out there. When people, institutions, companies, whoever is holding him accountable, he's one of the he's one of the people that will literally weaponize certain social injustice issues and use dog whistles as a way to manipulate. Like here, like whenever someone's trying to hold him accountable, he's so quick to spit out something along of they're attacking Black men or save Black men. And that's the thing that irritates me with Kanye, is because you're being manipulative. Because it's very interesting that in one aspect you want people to, quote unquote, protect Black men, but in the same sentence your actions are, I'm going to align myself with a president who also has a reputation of being a racist. Then not only that, former president, then not only that, I'm going to also align myself with Candace Owens, someone who's being very controversial when it comes down to the liberation of melanated people. Then not only that, I'm going to align myself with Nick Fuentes. Now, girl, I'm pretty sure I butchered his name. Blame it on my tongue, not my heart. Who's apparently a white supremacist for a campaign. Sir, what the fuck? What the fuck? But okay, so before I even do all of that, let me move on. Wait, because Donald Trump did respond when he said that. Where that bad boy at? Right here. Bam. There we go. Now Donald Trump responded. Let me actually want to put this to big screen. Donald Trump let it be known, bitch. Sir, I don't know who the heck you're talking to about me becoming your vice president, because I'm always in the front. You're the one in the back. Okay. Donald Trump was basically on his Nicki Minaj saying that my back's to them, I lead the pack. Okay. So basically he called Kanye a troubled man, and basically say he's a troubled man who just so happens to be Black. These are the subtle dog whistles of letting us know that, sir, you're a racist, because you didn't have to put that in there. But since that seems to be on your mind, I guess so. So this says, so I help seriously troubled man who just happens to be Black, aka that's a dog whistle. Yay, Kanye West, who has been decimated in his business and everything else, and who has always been good to me by allowing his request for meeting at Mar-a-Lago. Oh, that's a girl alone, so that I can give him some very much needed advice. Y'all should not be giving each other advice. Y'all should go visit somebody else. He shows up with 3 people, 2 of which I didn't know, and the other political person I haven't seen in years. I told him, don't run for office, a total waste of time, can't win, fake news went crazy. They both full of shit. No shade. Let's see. Now, this is the tweet right here, girl. Let me help just put this down. Actually, let me see what the comments are saying. One person said the road to 2024 is really about to be a movie. Girl, I guess. I just secondhand. What the hell? Oh, that's why it's something missing. I just got secondhand embarrassment because why can't you always making it seem like they're best friends? Now, when Trump calls you crazy, Ye also brought a notorious white supremacist with him, but people will say he's pro-black. And I 100% agree. Girl, Kanye ain't shit. Girl, let's just forget that. Oh, Kanye's master daddy done turned on. Oh my God, not master daddy. Not who happens to be black. Laugh my ass off. I don't care whether I don't know whether to laugh or to cry. What the fuck? Girl. Okay, so let me just do this. Kanye, get together. Donald Trump, you ain't no ish either, because the thing about it is that you was all for Kanye when he was down for your protest, when it was good for using his platform, when it was good to making sure that he was coming to rallies, and also being by his side to make sure that you also gain traction and publicity to in addition to what you already have to your name. Now, when you find out that this person's also running, and you're going to also, quote unquote, be in the secondary position, all of a sudden, you know, you want to turn on them. It is what it is. I completely understand that in the sense, because guess what? You already said that you was running for president anyway. So I guess they're going to be going against each other. I guess, girl. So that's one headache out the way. Let's get to the second headache. Let me put this bad boy up. So now we have Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham basically is, let me see. Now, this girl, I can't freaking. Girl. So now Odell Beckham. Now this bad boy right here is by the Jasmine brand. I don't want to do that. Let me do this. Yeah, so this is by the Jasmine brand, girl. Now Odell Beckham Jr. calls removal from Flight Comedy Hour after being unresponsive and causing delay. Now, according to reports, the incident took place around 9:30 at Miami Airport when Beckham was flying from Miami to Los Angeles. During the departure, the flight crew became concerned about Beckham after they tried to wake him to fasten his seatbelt. Beckham appeared to be going in and out of consciousness, so the crew called for police and emergency care. After police arrived on the scene, the flight crew asked him to exit the plane, but he refused. Once police arrived, Beckham exited the plane with no issue and was escorted to another area of the terminal where he made other arrangements to travel. Beckham took to Twitter to indirectly address the issue, calling it a comedy hour. He also tweeted, "Never in my life have I experienced what just happened to me. I've seen it all." Beckham is recovering from an ACL injury that happened back in February. So let me just play. Now, this is just him just walking through, girl. I guess I don't know if you really want to see that one. That's just him walking through. But these are the tweets right here. Now, let me just bring this down, girl. Now, first things first, let me just be serious, because I'm about to say a joke. Let me be serious. I really hope that Odell is okay. Before, like, to actually think that he was going in and out of consciousness, I really hope that he's okay. Now, since I got that out the way, secondly, I don't feel like the airlines crew did anything wrong. First things first, bitch. I'm following guidelines. I have a job to do. I have protocol to abide by. So if you are first off you going in and out of consciousness, that's already a red flag. Then on top of that, you're not fastening your seatbelt. That's also a red flag, especially when we're going onto an airplane. And then three, I could get in trouble. So with that being said, yes, you need to get your ass off this plane. If you're not going to follow the rules, you need to get up off this plane. And then when I take you off this plane, you don't want to get off the plane. So now when I call the cops, as soon as they get here, prolonging stuff, all of a sudden you get off with no issue. Now, and that's another thing too, bitch. You're not gonna get me fired because if you try to get me fired, bitch, are you gonna pay my bills? Are you gonna cover my rent? And then on top of that, now I do not know this for sure. Now I'm not sure if they have flight attendants, if they have degrees, certificates, certifications. I don't know what they have, but I do think they have a training that they have to go through. And I don't know how severe, if they would allow that to continue, if that would have ruined stuff for them. So if they would have got fired and not being able to apply to other jobs or other careers, like other airlines and stuff, that could probably ruin it. Yeah, they did the right thing. Get your ass the fuck up off of here, okay? You will not be a liability, okay? But in all actuality, I really hope that he is okay, okay? So now that's really for Odell Beckham. I just really hope that he's like, doing well. Now let's talk about let's talk about Atlanta's favorite housewife, Miss Porsha Stewart Williams and Simon G. Now keep in mind, y'all, that man's last name I do not know. Blame it on my tongue, not my heart. Okay, I do not know that man's last name. But so they got married this weekend, and so here's my thing. You know, the first thing I thought about when I actually saw their marriage, and recently Porsha, she was in the news, in the blogs, because she allegedly, now I don't know if that was her wedding dress or not, she allegedly showed off a specific dress that people were saying that was her wedding dress. I don't know, because the pictures I seen, she was in white for her wedding dress, but I don't know if she had two. I don't know. But the first thing I thought about when I got this news, well, actually, when it came back to me, is that Nene saying, close your legs to married men. That was the first thing that came to my mind. Close your legs to married men. Now, Porsha, his thing. Now, you sat up there on Real Housewives of Atlanta and talked all that shit about Kenya. Meanwhile, you wait a couple of seasons later to go and steal that woman's husband. You go over there, steal your co-worker husband, and now you marrying him. Girl. And I just think it's very interesting, too, from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, how they all talked all that shit about Kenya, and then we fast forward to now. Kenya was right. Kenya was right about a lot of shit. Like, she was right. Like, literally, if you think about freaking frat, Phaedra and Porsha, they both were involved with either they were married and was involved with somebody else, or they was messing around allegedly with married men. That's one. Two, and also Nene Leakes too. I just thought about it because I actually have it right down. Yeah, so they both were they both was messing around with married men, and also with that too, they both liars. Then Nene. Now here's the thing with Nene. Nene ain't shit either. No, I'm not gonna lie. Nene ain't shit either. Now I'm gonna tell you why. The reason why Nene ain't shit is because simple fact of she has this claim when it comes down to Real Housewives of Atlanta, Bravo, saying that and making claims of them being racist and them having racist background and stuff, which I do. Which I'm gonna say this, which I do agree with. There are some subtle and I feel like some really explicit racist things that go on within Bravo. I can give you that. But here's my issue. With Nene is like a back and forth. 1 minute you said that they're racist. Then once they get that's once they got rid of you. But before then, you was giving them your ass to kiss. You was fine. Then they get rid of you. All of a sudden, they racist, which is okay. I can see that. I can get with you on that. But then you're on live with another person that was just about seen as a racist as well. And you said this is your very first favorite person while you was on IG Live, and you bring up Kim Zolciak. And then not only that, you do an interview later on with Larry Reid saying that you will go back to the franchise. And this is my issue. If you're willing to go back to the franchise, and I'm going to say it like this. To be completely honest, like, I personally feel, and I could be wrong, but I personally feel that if Nene did not, if if Nene had not gotten fired, or she haven't left, because I don't know if she got fired or she left. If there was no departure from Bravo and she was still receiving the same money, I don't believe that she would have said anything. She'd have been just fine. And so that's the issue that I have with Nene. And of course, as we all know, Kim Zolciak, she ain't shit either. She talked all that shit on Real Housewives of Atlanta. 2.5 years later, next thing we know, your house allegedly about to get taken away from you. Now, she said that's not true, but however, I've heard, now this is alleged, this is what I heard, now this through the grapevine, is that it's apparently there's paperwork that's proving that that's not, that is the case. It's her house is about to be taken away. I don't know, she a liar too, so only God knows. But all right, so that's while I'm here, since we're speaking of Nene, let me bring this up. Now I know, oh girl, I'm over here pressing everything. Now I know I give Nene a whole bunch of trouble. Let me actually want to do it like this. Did y'all want it like that? Oh girl, do I want it like that? No, I want it like this. Bam. Now I know I give Nene a lot of trouble, but I'm not gonna lie. Now this is her going to Porsha. This is her going to Porsha'S Porsha'S wedding. Now I'm not gonna lie, I give her a lot of trouble, but she looks cute here. Let me just let y'all see if 2.5. Yeah. Girl, I had to mute that. I know how Beyonce do. I don't need YouTube trying to get me the hell up out of here. Now she looked cute right here. Her and her hubby or her boyfriend. I don't know what the hell their status is. Her and her man. Now let me tell you this. This was the interesting for me. All right, the interesting thing to me. Porsha's already under fire for quote unquote. Well, I'm not gonna say quote unquote for taking her co-worker husband. Apparently, for what? From our perspective, taking her co-worker husband. Then you also have Nene going to Porsha's wedding of the husband that Porsha took from Fallon. While Nene's going to the wedding with the man that's apparently already married to somebody else, or still married to somebody else. Girl, I guess they said, girl, I guess birds of a feather flock together, girl. Birds of a feather flock together. But that's all I got to say about that. Let's just move on, because girl, I'm on a time limit. No shade. All right, so let's just talk about this, girl. Now, this is probably where a lot of cursing and stuff is probably going to happen. So let's talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. Now, the Real Housewives of Potomac has been a franchise, one of my favorite franchise besides Atlanta, and there's an all-black cast. But however, they've been having some issues as of lately when it comes down to social injustice issues the last 2 seasons. Okay, first things first. Well, to my knowledge, first things first, there seems to be a colorism issue when it comes down to watching the show. Now, I know for some people don't want to call it for what it is. They want to tiptoe and moonwalk out the situation. But yeah, there seems to be a colorism issue when it comes down to watching the show. Now, for one, what is colorism? Colorism is just about racism, but however, it's inside specific groups that are melanated. So basically, with racism, it would be technically non-black, non-melanated people weaponizing racism against, which is the system of being able to oppress people by their race against melanated people. Colorism is the exact same thing, but yet inside melanated groups. You get me? You get me? We here. I think we here. So here's the thing. There are levels to this shit, okay? Like, there's explicit racism, explicit colorism, and then there's subtle racism and subtle colorism. So the idea is the closer that you are to whiteness, the more privileges that you are given, and also when you also have to take into account featureism as well, which means certain Eurocentric features. The more Eurocentric features that you have, the more that you're deemed as beautiful. You get what I'm saying? So let me say this. Here, let me just. There is a difference in the way that certain cast members are treated, like Wendy and Candiace, compared to other people who have done the exact same thing as them. But there seems to be the two opposite responses when it comes down to the way that people react to the exact same things that both groups did. It's weird. Okay, so I'm just gonna talk about the incident. So the incident that actually happened recently is that Mia and Wendy ended up getting into an altercation. Now, basically, it's about Peter from Real Housewives of Atlanta, Cynthia ex-husband, him. He was on the show. Wendy and him was supposed to do a business deal. Wendy didn't, I guess something happened about the deal or whatever. I guess she didn't want to do it, or she never hit him back up, or she did and he didn't hit her back up. It was a misunderstanding, whatever. Mia tried to address it, and in the midst of them addressing, Wendy let it be known that, yo, I don't have to let Peter know certain things because, for one, he's not my husband, which I do agree with. And in my personal opinion, I feel like Mia was doing the most. I feel like he was doing the most because, yes, from Mia's standpoint is that, yes, he's family, and yes, this is business. But also in that exact same sentence, you can also say, yes, this is business, but let's also take into account if it's business, that's between Wendy, and that's also between Peter. It has nothing to do with you, Mia. Nothing at all. And so they end up getting into an incident, and then so they were just going back and forth like, you know, they normally do on Bravo shows. And Mia decides to throw a drink towards Wendy because she got so upset, but it never actually wasted on Wendy, but however, it almost did. And so now they're starting to go back and forth. Mia gets up, production and security guys to get in between, and Wendy's still popping her shit, which she should. Bitch almost threw my fucking drink on me, the fuck. So she going back and forth. Gizelle and Robin, and I'm gonna get back to you, Robin, but Gizelle and Robin are literally are on the side of Mia, who actually threw the drink, who was the first one to actually throw the first punch in a sense. And to my knowledge as well, I think she threw a fork as well. I think she threw a fork as well. So they're trying to demonize Wendy for popping her shit. Wendy hasn't touched her. Wendy even throw nothing at her. And so just because they don't like Wendy, and they obviously treating Wendy different for different things because of colorism, whether they want to admit it or not. Another reason why is another hint that this may be a colorism issue is because if you pay attention to the words that they decide to use when it comes down to describing Wendy, and when it also comes down to Candiace as well. And I'm also saying, because I've seen some clips when it comes down to Monique as well too in the past. They use stuff like aggressive, they use stuff like ferocious, they use words like that makes it really easy to demonize somebody when they may be passionate, when they may be assertive, or even when they may be mad and may actually have a legitimate reason why. Now, this probably wouldn't be so much of an issue if it was fair across the board, but yet there seems to be a complete difference from the way that someone like Mia is treated, because let's be very in mind, Mia was the one over here trying to throw drinks and fight, but they never said anything about her being aggressive. They actually made a pass for it. Now, I'm not saying what I'm about to say. I'm not saying this is right. But when Candiace and Monique had their thing, all of a sudden, you know, Gizelle asked, oh, I'm not here for the fighting, and I don't feel safe. And she was going over to I forgot who house it was. I think it was Monique's house. Don't quote me on that. I think it was Wendy's house. One of their houses with security. And so my thing is this: do you support the violence or do you not support the violence? Now, I'm not saying that Monique was right, because she wasn't. But if you support it, then support it. But if you don't, then you don't. Don't pick and choose and be a hypocrite when it's okay to be violent just because you don't like the person, and when it's not okay to be violent. You get what I'm saying? And now let me just tiptoe my way over to Miss Robin. And actually, before I ever do that, Mia, because I don't want to forget you. The thing that gets is that when she went in, because after they got separated, she went off, got in the car. She's low-key trying to remix the story as if this stuff wasn't caught on tape. Now she said, from Mia's perspective, she said that she threw the drink because Wendy said something about her husband. That's why she threw the drink. That's actually false, at least from the cameras. That's actually false. Reason why that's false is because you threw the drink first, and then Wendy, after she felt violated, then she started saying all that stuff about your husband, which makes it free for all. Bitch, you threw a drink. Now I'm going to pop my shit. 1 + 1 = 2. Period. So that's my thing with Mia. And don't get me wrong, I do understand that when things get heated and things happen so quick and you may just be mad and you may just go off and you may forget the sequence of things that actually happened and the way that it actually happened. But my thing is this, because Mia has been getting dragged on social media. My thing is this, instead of you actually, I guess you actually taking a, I hate this word with a passion, taking accountability. Oh, it's so cringy, girl. Taking accountability for what you actually did and actually apologizing to Wendy. Now, I'm gonna say this because I haven't seen it. She probably has. Actually apologizing to Wendy. You're kind of trying to still rewrite history. And the thing about it is that you cannot rewrite the history. You cannot remix the story to fit your narrative. Because the thing about it is that you most definitely threw that drink before she even said anything out of the way. No shade. I'm just saying. Now, Miss Robin is somebody else that was trying to remix the story. Robin is one of the people that really do irk my soul, but yet I like keep her and Gizelle on the show. Gizelle, I'm gonna get Gizelle in 2.5 seconds, but keep them both on the show. But with Robin, she was saying stuff along the lines of, oh, you know, telling Karen that she didn't try to diffuse the situation, and then later on saying stuff along the lines of, you know, I was trying to diffuse the situation, girl. No, you was not. And then telling Wendy that she was being antagonistic. But last time I checked, weren't you the one that literally from production, RDZ, Robin Dixon's on, saying that you're going to be TMZ? And telling Wendy, telling Wendy that if she was going to fight, then fight. If not, she need to be quiet. But yet you have not said anything to Mia, the one that's hooping and hollering, throwing drinks and throwing all of these people's silverware all over the place. Messing up their good plates and stuff. But you're going to turn your face over to me and try to say something? Girl, Wendy better than me. If they wanted violent, I would have gave them violent. But no shade, but you gotta, when you know the trap, you can't fall for it. I guess. Now, when I was thinking about this situation and like the colorism issue, something else popped in my brain that I really want to talk about. And it's something similar to it. Miss Kelly Rowland. Miss Kelly. Love you. I need you. I know that sounded bad. Miss Kelly Rowland. At first, I wasn't going to talk about it because I was like, this kind of happened a couple of days ago. I'm not going to talk about it, but this seems like the perfect opportunity. It is what it is. So Miss Kelly Rowland decided to take up for Chris Brown at the AMA Awards because Chris Brown was once on, apparently he was in the lineup to perform, but then I guess AMAs changed their mind because, I don't know, they just changed their mind. And Kelly Rowland decided to take up from saying that we all need second chances. People learn from their mistakes, yada, yada, yada. We all make mistakes. Now, here's the thing. I got a few things to say about this. Kelly, love you down boots. I love you dearly, but I'm going to have to disagree with you on this. Reason being is because it's one thing for someone to make a mistake once, 2 times, or, you know, do certain things and they learn from that mistake. But it's something completely different when this seems to be a pattern of behavior. And it's also something different when it's recent as well, too. Chris Brown has had a history of being violent towards men and women. He's also had an incident where he had colorists. He made colorist statements with Tokyo Vanity, which was actually exposed with Tokyo Vanity. Well, I don't think she exposed it, but with Tokyo Vanity and stuff. And you're taking up, and this is my issue. You're taking up for a man that, yes, he probably would take up for you because he knows you as Kelly Rowland. But however, when it comes down to women that look like you, dark-skinned, melanated women, you're not going to be allowed in his section. Now, I know people are going to say, he has a preference. Stop that bullshit. Reason being is because there's a difference between having a preference and also showing discrimination and also being a jackass. Because a preference is something that I prefer, but yet it's not a deal breaker. That's the difference between a preference and actually just like showing discrimination towards somebody. And also with that as well, you're literally telling and also saying out your mouth that he deserves a second chance. How many chances they gonna give this motherfucker? Rihanna, Karuchi. I don't know. Y'all don't know if I butchered her name, but Karuchi. What's the colorist stuff? It's like allegedly all of this fighting and stuff that he had going on, girl. How many times are you going to be able to get it right? And I feel like it's okay. I understand that's your friend. I understand you may know him on a more personal level, but some things you need to know when to sit it out. And specifically, it's like a double. It's like you really have no place really speaking up on this, Kelly. Only reason being is because you also been a victim of domestic violence. Dirty laundry, dirty laundry. Meanwhile, this nigga putting his hands on me. You was a victim of domestic violence. And then not only that, you're also a dark-skinned woman. So yeah, you should not be speaking up specifically when he still has a track record of doing those things, at least in the public's eye. I'm just saying. But that's really, let me see. Do you have anything else I want to say? No, that's really all I have to say, y'all. Please make sure you guys pop that like button. And by the way, let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know if you guys think that Kanye is a coon, which I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all do. About Trump retaliating, responding back to him, dragging him for filth. All of a sudden, he crazy, and all of a sudden you don't want to line with him. And also with Kanye lining up with a white supremacist, I'm not too shocked. No shade. Let's see. How do you guys feel about Odell being unresponsive and the airlines crew saying, "Get your ass the fuck up out of here"? How do you guys feel about Simon and Porsha? Porsha stealing that woman's husband that she used to work with. And also, how do you guys feel about the whole Kelly Rowland, Real Housewives of Potomac, and this whole colorism conversation? How do you guys feel about that? So make sure you guys let me. Dang, I can't even get it out. Make sure you guys let me know how you guys feel. Oh, Jesus, that was just so much. Let you guys how you guys feel in the comment section. Oh, my mouth is dry. So that is it for my commentary video for today, guys. Please make sure you guys pop that like button, hit the subscribe button, and please, please, please smack the notification bell so do not miss any of my posts from me. Until next time, guys, I will see you guys later.